Hey guys, it is Christine here from Forest Meadow Farm, and I am back with another Starlink update. So we did have some snow a few days ago for a couple of days. It wasn't a whole lot of snow, maybe a couple inches, but it was enough to kind of affect our connection. So I wanted to show you what that looked like. Obviously I'm shooting on a day with no snow because I didn't really get a chance to shoot a whole lot of video that day, but that's okay. I still got what I needed. And then before I show you that, I wanted to address a couple of people's questions about where our dish is currently mounted and what the tree obstructions look like. So I did show that in the very first Starlink video I posted, but I'll go ahead and show it again just so that you guys can see. And again, we have not received the roof mount yet. We're hoping that will help. But if not, we are taking any and all suggestions on what we can do without having to cut down our trees. So let's get to it. So here is where our satellite dish is mounted in comparison to our house. So it's just right over to the side, and this is the most open area that we could have placed it. It is sitting on a little table right now, which has kind of helped with the obstructions, but as you can see, lots and lots of trees. This is the northwest kind of view, which is where the satellite needs to point because we're at kind of the southernmost part of where they have service. So our satellite dish has to point northwest, and yeah, we have a lot of trees. And the tallest ones are these pine trees that are probably close to 100 feet. So I don't know, you guys. I don't know how we're gonna get a clear enough signal, even with a roof mount. But I'll go ahead and switch over to the app so you can see what kind of zone it needs to be able to have a clear signal. Okay, so I have the app open now, and it looks like, as you can see, most of our obstructions are on the northwest side. So when I move over to the statistics, you can see within the last 12 hours, we've had 1 hour of obstruction. And then on the top there, you can see on the graph that every, couple minutes, it does disconnect. So this is actually a typical day for us. It does disconnect quite frequently because of the obstructions. So let's take a look at what these obstructions are. And you can see that a lot of the obstructions are from these trees, these very, very tall trees that have been here a very, very long time, which is why we don't want to cut them down, because these trees are probably, at least over 100 years old, and we don't want to cut them down. So that's why we're trying to find a solution to this dilemma here, where we can have internet and the trees at the same time. So based on the obstructions from the trees, but also the direction that the satellite dish wants to point, we were thinking of either putting a tower kind of in this corner so that has kind of a clear view of the sky and might be able to bypass the trees, although I don't know, that might look kind of ugly. Otherwise, we can also try a pole mount attached to the house in this corner, because this is really where we want to mount the satellite dish on the roof. So I don't know. We'll see. If you guys have any other suggestions, let me know. So even with the heated satellite dish, we are still getting about 7 hours of obstructions compared to our normal 5 hours. And again, mostly in that northwest corner. So moving on to the statistics, you can see just how much it is obstructed, even within a 5 to 10 minute period. It's saying, 2 hours within the last 12 hours, but it really does disconnect a lot. I tried to do a speed test to just see what the speeds were during our snowy weather, and again, you saw in the video there wasn't a whole ton of snow coming down, but it was stuck on the screen for a really long time trying to find the provider, which is, of course, Starlink. And it really took a while for it to finally be able to detect it. Now it finally connected at about 7:52 p.m. The last clip was at 7:07, so it did take a while for it to connect and be stable enough for a speed test to be run. And it is definitely a little bit slower as far as download speeds go from what we are normally used to with Starlink. It's at about 14 megabits per second. Yep, 14.3. And then even the upload speeds seem to be a lot slower than what we are normally used to with Starlink. So it's at about 7 here, and you can see it kind of lags or disconnects right here and caps out at 7.14 megabits per second. So definitely slower than what we are normally used to. Now here is a speed test that I did today as a comparison. So again, today when I filmed it, it was pretty sunny. We didn't have any snow or clouds or anything like that. And already you can see that there is a huge difference in the download speeds when it is clear and sunny compared to when it is snowy or rainy. And we're getting a download speed of about 61.9 megabits per second compared to the 14 we were having the other day. And then as far as upload, we're getting about 24, it looks like, compared to the, I don't know, 7 that we were getting the other day, 25, sorry. So it does seem like inclement weather is definitely going to be a factor in having a stable internet connection through Starlink. So even though the satellite dish has a heating element that's supposed to melt the snow so that you can have a stable connection, we notice that it doesn't quite melt it fast enough until it really stops snowing. So if you live in an area with a lot of inclement weather like heavy rain or snow, that is definitely something to take into consideration before getting Starlink. Otherwise, you know, with sunny skies, cloudy skies, or even light rain, we haven't really noticed a huge issue. But yeah, heavy rain or even light snow, definitely going to be an issue for you. Anyway, that is all for today. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you leave them below and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.